Welcome to episode 35 of the Becoming MindStrong podcast. And today I'm addressing a question that I get asked all the time when people hear me say that calories are king for weight loss, right? If you've hung out before, you know that I am a huge advocate of tracking macros. So the common question I get, which makes total sense, is well, if calories are king, why break them down into carbs, fat, and protein? Why break them down into macros if we already know the most important thing? It's total calories. Why are we doing this extra work if calories are the most important part to this? Check it out. Welcome to Becoming MindStrong, the official podcast of MindStrong Fitness. My name is Rachel. I'm the owner and head coach of MindStrong Fitness, and I am here to teach you truth. No more bullshit, no more point systems, no more shakes, no more wraps. This is math and science, and we're going to learn how to do it together. Ready? Let's rock and roll. So this is a super logical question, right? If calories are king, you've heard me say it a million times, weight loss comes down to calories in versus calories out. If that is truth with a capital T, which it is, then why do we go the extra step? Now I'm going to pause here and remind you, if you have not listened to the podcast episodes about macros, if you're listening to this and you're like, I don't know what you're talking about when you say macro tracking, go back and check those out first. The very quick summary is that macros are your macronutrients. If you look at the nutrition label on any food, it's going to give you tons of information, including your carbohydrates, your carbs, your fat, and your protein. Carbs, fat, and protein are the three nutrients of which we need the most. Hence, we call them macronutrients, which, to be super cool, we shorten into the term macros. So what we're doing when we track macros is we're taking our total calories and we're breaking them down into carbs, fat, and protein. There's some, I call it the nerdy math behind it. When you apply the nerdy math to your personal macro plan, you will find that if your macros are set correctly, if you've done it right or worked with a coach who knows what they're doing, your macros, your carbs, fat, protein equal your total calories. So we're taking that total calorie number and we're just dividing it up. We're budgeting into carbs, fat, and protein. So why? Well, if calories are all we need for weight loss, calories in versus calories out, why do we do that extra step? And by the way, by that extra step, I don't even call it like 2.0. It's like 1.2. What we're doing when we track macros is like calorie counting 1.2. We're doing one little extra step. And the reason is this. My favorite analogy for this is if you came to me and said, well, I want to be rich. And I said to you, cool. Why do you want to be rich? Your answer might be, well, when I log into my bank account, I want to see a whole lot of zeros on the screen. Now let's think about that for a second. Is that really why you want to be rich? Is your motivation to work that hard to be a millionaire, billionaire, whatever your goals are, so that you can see a bunch of zeros on a screen? Or do you want the feelings that come with that? Do you want the confidence? Do you want the release of stress? Do you want the ability to buy anything and everything for those you love? Do you want all that security that comes from being rich? For most of us, I'm going to venture to say all of us, it's the latter, right? We want the feeling that comes with being rich, and seeing all those zeros on a screen just comes with the territory. It's the same thing for this conversation. If you came to me and said, I want to lose weight, and I said, why? And you said, well, I want to see a lower number on the scale. We would pause and we would dig a little deeper. Is that your motivation for losing weight? Are you going to be walking around all day with a t-shirt on that says what the current number on the scale is? Or do you want the feeling that comes with losing weight? Do you want the health? Do you want the confidence? Do you want the energy? Do you want your body to look a certain way? And again, for the majority of us, it's the latter. We want all the good stuff that comes with weight loss. And the way we get that good stuff is by tracking macros. Here's why. When we're talking about straight up fat loss, watching that number on the scale go down, which even that fluctuates, go back and re-listen to the podcast episode all about the scale. But if all we care about is losing weight, just track your calories. That's a great place to start. In fact, I've had people come to me who are not ready to dive in with macros yet, and we just start by calorie counting. We just start by getting in a caloric deficit, eating less calories than you burn, and we use that to gain some momentum. However, if we're going to talk about things like body composition, overall health, Energy, which if you know me, you know that is the number one motivation for this when it comes to myself. It is energy. Life is about the energy we put forth. Everything in our life is attracted back to our energy. That's where we need to talk about macros. When your macro plan is set, again, if it's done correctly, either by you or by a coach who knows what they're doing, when a macro plan is set, it is very personal. If you've hung out with me, you've heard me say, do not use free online macro calculators. And if you want to know why, go try 3 of them and you will be more confused than when you started because they are not correct. Setting your macros is a very personal process. It comes from meeting your body where it is, getting within a goal range, and then working towards that goal range. It's a very step-by-step process, and it's very, very personal. What we are doing when we work towards these goals is we are literally fueling your personal body, not human beings as a whole, your personal body with your personal plan to get our numbers closer to that goal. That's the goal that's going to give us the weight loss. That's the goal that's going to give us the energy. That's the goal that's going to give us the health. That's the energy that's going to give us the body composition. Why? Because our bodies are designed to be fueled a very specific way, meaning we are designed to eat a certain range of protein, to eat a certain range of fat, to eat a certain range of carbs. And if we are not eating within that range, we'll survive. We're not going to die unless we're talking extremes here, but we're not going to have the energy we want. We're not going to have the health we want. We're not going to have the body composition we want. When our macro plan is set correctly, what we're doing is we're budgeting our carbs, fat, and protein to get within the goal for how your personal body functions best. So just like the whole being rich versus everything that comes with being rich, it's the same answer here. If all you care about is weight loss, or I'm going to add a big or here, or if you just want to get some momentum going, because you guys know I am a huge fan of baby steps and momentum, just start by tracking your calories. At the end of the day, weight loss is calories in versus calories out, period, hard stop. Whether you do it by tracking macros, shake systems, point systems, whatever, the only way the human body can lose weight is by being in that caloric deficit, eating less calories than you burn. If just tracking calories is a starting place for you, then start there. That's awesome. You'll get momentum going. If you're ready to do this the way our bodies are designed, if you're ready for the body composition you want, the energy you want, the overall health and vitality that you want, then we take it one little step further. We take our total calories, we break them down into our daily budget for carbs, fat, and protein. That's what we call our macros, and that is how we fuel our body best. For much more help in how to dive into macros, check out my website, www.mindstrongfitness.com.